Hi everybody, thank you for checking out smartphonenirvana.com. We're going to be doing another camera app review. This is for Camera Plus. When you go to the App Store for your iPhone, just put in the word camera and then the plus sign. I'll show you what it's all about right now. Let's back it up here. As soon as you go into the app, it brings you into the camera mode. One of the unique things about Camera Plus that the other ones don't have is that it has 4 different unique shooting modes. Well, of course, the normal, everybody would have that. You just take a picture and you're done. But right next to that, you have stabilizer. Now, the stabilizer is if you have a grandma or grandpa and they just can't hold the phone still when they're taking a picture and you kind of get blurs. So a stabilizer would be good to hand it to somebody that you know might be a little bit shaky. These 2 modes make it very unique. It has a timer. So for once, you can be in the picture. Let me bring it up again. When you touch the timer, 3 different modes come up. You just tap it and it goes to 5 seconds, 15 seconds, or 30 seconds. So I'm going to go ahead and tap the camera. You're going to be running in front of it to get yourself into the shot. See, it takes it for you. Back to the gear. What is burst mode? Well, burst mode is if you're doing like an action event. Your kids might be running around in football or baseball or basketball. You might have your pets running around. But anything where you're panning the camera along with the action, the beautiful thing about that, the burst mode, you can take fast shots that the iPhone would otherwise never be able to do. So keep that in mind. The 2 things that are the biggest, timer and burst. Huge things that other apps do not have. Here to the right is your slider for the zoom. To the upper left is your usual flash mode, but here you have a flashlight at the end, and that's a flood. And what's cool about the flood is that it gets rid of the red eye. When you're in a nightclub or a restaurant and you want to make sure you get good lighting, definitely use the flood. Be aware that your camera battery will go down a lot faster. Here you have your self-portrait mode for the facing camera, the self-facing camera. And then back down here to the bottom left, we're going to get into the editing now. So you guys see all the different things in shooting. What this square is here is you can choose what part of the screen you want to put in focus. So if you have your child like at the end of a line and he's over here to the left, you can make sure that he's in focus. So just move that around. So let's get down to the editing. On the bottom left, you do what's called their Lightbox. All your pictures show up like strips of film. So your Lightbox allows you to pick and choose which one of these shots you want to work on. So I'm going to go ahead and choose this shot over here. If you don't want it, you hit that X box with the red. Gets rid of the shot. But if you want to use a different one, let's do one of these ones of the bushes that I took. Now hit edit, and that brings up the mode for all your different choices. Again, you look on the bottom, you got what's called scenes. That's their word for filters, adjustments, crops, effects, and borders. Now on scenes, you can see here as you're going through it, it changes the mode. Clarify is fantastic. Goes right to the meat of it and makes all the colors come out. You've got backlit, darken. If you take it on a cloudy day, it's got a mode for if you're in the shade. If you're indoors with fluorescent light and it makes a weird green tint or a blue tint, that corrects it. If you take it at sunset or at night, it adds more light. Portrait, so you get the idea. Now when you're done with all the different filters, you pick one you like. I'm going to go clarify. You can go down to the bottom here again and hit adjust. That's so that if you need to rotate the shot, you can flip it around. So that's very simple for adjust. Crops is very cool. You have different choices of crops. It already has the sizes for you. So if you're going to put this into your computer and print it out on your printer, you may want to know how to make it go into a square, 4 by 3, 5 by 7, 8 by 10, so it crops it for you. If you don't want to go that route and you just want to go free form, then you can adjust the cropping yourself, okay? So on crops you have fantastic choices, and then on the bottom right from crops you have effects. This is amazing. Way more choices than Instagram has. Retro takes you back, so you can use, an antique. You have Ansel Adams, and you have analog if you want to pay a little bit extra, so you have a choice for that. But I don't recommend doing that because their choices they give you are fantastic. And then to the bottom right from the effects, which is all the different choices of filters, you have, one other thing I wanted to show you. When you do pick one of these, you have a choice over here on intensity. See that little slider? So you can slide it to choose the intensity of what that effect is. Alright, so that's the FX. Down to the bottom right is borders. And you get more choices of borders that you can get from Adobe Photoshop Express or Instagram. So my favorite are these film borders. I love those. You have two different film strip type borders, sprockets and film. And you go back here. And another thing that you got to remember on the sprockets, it says captions. So you push captions, you can actually type in a message on the bottom of the shot. Pretty amazing, isn't it? You see the texting up there? So I could put that in. I put in wow. You can choose all kinds of different fonts. Go back here to see the other ones. Simple. Different types of borders, mattes, dark matting. So you can see here, you can make it look fantastic. This is just a tip of the iceberg. I didn't have time to go through everything because there's so much to show in this, and I don't want to go too long on this video. But you get the idea with this app. For 99 cents, even if it goes up to $1.99, it's definitely worth it. It is called the Camera Plus app. And this is Merlin Dean with smartphonenirvana.com. Check out the website. You can see all the different camera app reviews in one spot. Thank you so much for watching.